Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sam, and in today's video I want to talk about waking up early. I want to give you guys my experience with this particular topic, and I also want to share 7 different tips on how to wake up early. These are going to be practical things that you can do starting today. If one of your goals this year is to start waking up early, these are things that you can do starting right now to start waking up early. Now, I've not always been the type of person that can wake up early. I remember when I was little, my dad used to have to drag me out of bed in the morning to actually get me up to go to school. I haven't always been the type of person that liked to wake up. I used to struggle with waking up early and just waking up in general. I loved sleeping. But in recent years, I have tried many different ways to get myself going in the morning, and some things have worked, some things have not worked. And I remember last year at this time, I actually sat down, and at the end of the year, I always sit down and write a list of things that I want to accomplish in the following year. And then these are not really resolutions. These are just like goals and things I would like to see happen in my life in the next year. And one of the things I wrote down in my journal last year was I wanted to start waking up early. Now, that was a mistake, and I'll tell you why in a second. But I wrote that down, and in the last 12 months, I've actually been really successful at waking up early and actually getting my day started. And I've seen a lot of the benefits of waking up early. If you don't know what the benefits of waking up early are, I'm going to list an article down below that you can read. I'm also going to recommend some books if you want to dive into why people are waking up early and why this is such a fad and such a thing that's happening right now. I will link those articles and books down below so you can do your research and determine if this is something that you want to do for yourself or not. All right, tip number 1, I kind of alluded to it a second ago. I said that I wrote down in my journal that I wanted to wake up early. The problem with saying that you want to wake up early is that it's not specific. If you want to actually be successful at waking up early, then you need to be specific about what time you want to wake up. The mistake I made was saying that I wanted to wake up early. But in reality, when you're vague like that, you actually can't be consistent. My tip, which is tip number 1, is be specific. So what is early for you, right? Figure out what time you actually want to wake up and then set the alarm at that time. I recommend waking up at the exact same time throughout a period of 30 days. I know that research says that it takes 21 days to create a habit, but I've found that for me, it takes 30 days. So figure out how many days it takes for a habit to actually stick for you. For me, it's 30 days. For you, it could be 21 days. But for that period of time, you want to set a specific time that you're going to wake up and then hold yourself accountable to that time. In 2021, I used to wake up around 7:30. But the first 30 days that I'm talking about, I set my alarm for 6 a.m. And I woke up at 6 a.m. for 30 days and it worked out just fine. Now, throughout the whole year, I started setting my alarm back 30 minutes. And now I actually wake up at 4:30. I know that sounds really early for some people. If you're Mark Wahlberg watching this video, 4:30 is really late for you because he wakes up at like 3 a.m. is what I read. 4:30 is the time that I wake up now, and I've been really consistent with that in the last few months. And I plan on continuing with this 4:30 a.m. Schedule for the foreseeable future. Tip number 2 is having a good reason for why you want to wake up early. Having a good reason is going to be what's going to get you out of bed at 5 a.m., 4 a.m., whatever time you set for yourself. Another thing that I'll tell you to do is write down at least 5 good reasons, if you can think of them, of why you want to wake up at this time, and then put that list next to your bed, because there are going to be some mornings when the alarm goes off and you're not going to want to wake up. But if you have that list next to your bed, I actually have a sticky note next to my headboard that has the reasons why I'm waking up early. And for me, those reasons are really good and really motivate me. I don't care what time it is. I know that I want what's on that paper more than I want to sleep. So that gets me up and gets me moving. Write down good reasons. For you, it could be that maybe you want to spend more time with your kids. Maybe you want to be more intentional about that this year. You want to maybe start a business, or maybe you want to create time for hobbies or whatever it is. Write down really good reasons why you want to wake up early. And I suggest putting a sticky note or something next to your bed. You look at it before you go to bed and you look at it when you wake up, and hopefully that's going to get you motivated and out of bed. If you have really good reasons, they will wake you up. Tip number 3 is going to be get a better alarm. I don't know about you guys, but my flight or flight is triggered by Apple's alarm systems. I don't know what it is about Apple's alarm sounds that just drive me insane. And anytime I set my alarm to wake me up on my iPhone, I just wake up in the worst mood and I'm just in the most negative state throughout the entire morning. So to combat that, I suggest finding other ways, other alarms, other than what you're already used to. For me right now, what I've been using is my Alexa. I set my Alexa to wake me up to calm sounds, or like I tell my Alexa to wake me up to piano music or a symphony. And to me, that's beautiful. And I just wake up feeling like so elated and like ready for the day. I also have this plugin that I bought on Amazon. I'll link it down below, and I set that through my Alexa, and it turns on my lights at a specific time. So it's a combination of a visual cue and also an audio cue that wake me up in the morning. This has really helped me. Now I know that not everyone can afford an Alexa or want to buy this technology, so I'll also suggest something else that's also worked for me and I still use to this day. It's an app called Sleep Cycle. By the way, this is not sponsored. This is just genuinely what I use. It's an app that I've actually used for many years. It's free, I believe, on in the App Store, or maybe it's like $1.99 a year. But this app tracks your sleep, and it also wakes you up during a specific window of time. So if you set it to wake you up between 4:30 and 5 a.m., it's going to wake you up in that window of time, and it waits for you to not be in REM sleep. REM sleep is actually a deep stage of sleep. That's when you're dreaming, and it waits for you to be a little bit more alert before it starts sounding the alarm. And if you don't wake up out of that state, you'll start hearing it pinging throughout that 30-minute period. It's going to be little subtle sound throughout that 30-minute period, or whatever time frame you give it. It's going to wake you up in that time period. This app has been life-changing for me. I usually set my sleep cycle alarm, and then I set my Alexa in the other room, and the combination of my Alexa and this sleep cycle app and the lights being on at the same time helped to wake me up at 4:30 a.m. I know that sounds like a lot, but that's just what works for me. If you're a deep sleeper, then I suggest getting a speaker or something to plug in your Alexa. That way the sound is amplified and you're woken up in the morning. Tip number 4 is going to be set yourself up for success. This is something that I actually learned from a book called Atomic Habits. I highly recommend you read this book if you haven't read it already. It is basically from the concept of, if you want a habit to stick, make it easy. And how I make it easy for me to wake up early is by setting up all the things that I'm going to need in the morning right before I go to bed. So my gym bag is set, the food that I'm going to be eating in the morning is set up. So when I wake up, I'm on autopilot. All I got to do is put on my clothes, brush my teeth, put on my gym shoes, and then head out the door. I make it as easy as possible for me to be successful at waking up early. Now, this is something that I had to get used to. At first, I tried going about it the wrong way. I didn't set my stuff out the night before, and it just makes it so much harder in the morning when you have to do so many different steps to actually leave the door. I would just suggest, if you want a smooth process in the morning, lay everything out the night before. Tip number 5 is gonna be hide your phone. So I'm gonna be straight up with you guys. I'm not the type of person that can resist my phone in the morning. I need for my phone to be hidden. For whatever reason, if my phone is next to me in the morning, I have this urge to go on my phone, whether it's messages, whether it's emails, whether it's checking on my customers or checking on social media. I just have this craving to see what's happening. And so what I found to be helpful is hiding my phone and turning it off. As soon as I turn off my alarm, I actually turn off my phone and I hide it. For the first 1 or 2 hours, I try to not be on my phone. I'm not always successful with this. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm not gonna get on here and be like, oh, I'm perfect and I just, every single day I don't look at my phone. Sometimes I do. Now it's about 95% of the time when I don't look at my phone, and I'm really proud of the fact that I've actually been able to create this habit where I don't look at my phone. I'm working on making it 100% of the time I don't look at my phone. There's just sometimes where you have to look at your phone, whether it's work related or if something's happening in your life and you just can't resist looking at your phone. I get that. But I found that the mornings when I don't look at my phone, I'm just more efficient and I actually get started with my day. And that's the point of waking up early. You don't want to wake up early and then waste all that time on your phone when you could be doing something productive. So one of the places I hide my phone is actually my gym bag. I put my gym bag by my front door and I put my phone in there. That way it's out of sight and out of mind. And when I leave the door and I actually go to the gym, that's when I turn on my phone, put on my Spotify and listen to music when I work out. That will be one of the tips I'll give you. If you don't want to waste time in the morning, hide your phone or turn it off. And that will actually help you maximize on the time that you actually are trying to create for yourself. Tip number 6, I actually alluded to it earlier in the video, and that has to do with my technology. Purchasing technology that can help you be able to wake up early, I think, is actually a valuable way of spending money. And the technology I'm talking about is my timed plugs. This little $10 investment has really helped me out in the last 12 months. I know for a fact that if the lights didn't come on when my alarm goes off, I don't know if I would actually get up at that time. I can't sleep in a bright space. I need it to be dark for me to be able to fall asleep and stay asleep. So having the lights on keeps me awake, and I found that this combination works really well. I will link the plug that I use. If you have an Alexa, it's a really easy install. And I have 2 of these plugs in my side lamps that turn on in the morning and help me be able to wake up. And I think that is the best $10 I've ever spent. I've actually bought these on Prime Day. I think the full price is about $22 each. But if you can get them on Prime Day or when they're on sale, then they're definitely worth the money 100%. Tip number 7 has to do with the night night before, and that is preparing myself to sleep early. One of the things that I do, again, is another visual cue, which is dimming the lights about 2 hours before I go to bed. When I'm in low lighting, my brain just starts slowing down and I know that it's bedtime. And this is actually one of the tricks that I started doing this year has really helped me be able to fall asleep early, and in turn that has helped me be able to wake up early. I would highly suggest getting dimmable switches. If you don't have those, then just getting a simple lamp that you turn on and then turning off all overhead lighting can really help trigger your brain into knowing that it's time to fall asleep. When I was little, I had major FOMO surrounding sleeping early. I think I used to think that like I would miss out on something, and recently I've just been thinking, you know what, like I'm not gaining anything from staying up till 2 a.m. I've just been like on grandpa mode, and I've been sleeping at like 9-10 p.m. and that has really helped me be able to wake up early. So I highly suggest sleeping early because that's just going to make it easy for you to wake up early. That's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that this video has been helpful for you, and if you are planning on waking up earlier in 2023, let me know down below some of the things that you've done or you are planning on doing to be able to do this. I'm really grateful for you if you've made it all the way to the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you want to see more videos, and I will see you in my next upload. All right, bye-bye.